Hey guys! So today I spent most of my day straightening up my painting studio or my art studio because it was a hot mess. You guys probably could tell in the last few weekly update videos how much of a mess it was in the background. So that's why I did, and the reason why I did it is because I'm preparing to work on all of the keychains for the 12-week fitness challenge. I have so many to make, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm in my final week. I need to get the place cleaned up, so I got a clean work area to work at and get them things finished. So before I do that, I want to show you guys my art studio. So let's check it out. So when you first walk in the door, you guys, and you hang over to the left, this actually can go up at a more slant, and then I can pull this whole board can pull up where it's more like a drafting table, and I also use it as a painting easel for my bigger pieces. I really love it, but when I make it into more of a drafting table, I have, if we move over here, this tall bar stool that I'll push up next to it and get some work done. So I love that. Created that. And then over here is my heat press. So I heat press my shirts, rugs, all sorts of things, and the lanyards, of course. That is my heat press. Down here, I actually have one for a hat. I really haven't made a whole lot of hats, but yeah, I just had bought it. It came in a kit. And then over here, I have my 3D printer. So that's kind of fun to play with. These are some ornaments, my first try ornaments. I had redone some and made them for my kids in honor of our family dog that passed a couple of years ago. So yeah, I created some ornaments for their trees. You're probably, what's the spool up here, Caroline? Well, this 3D printer actually comes with cartridges, and the cartridges really do not come with a whole lot of filament. So I was like, I wonder if there's a way to reset the chip on the cartridge and just feed my own filament, and I figured it out, you guys. So yeah, so up there I just buy some more reasonably priced filament. I just watch the ticker and see how long before the cartridge says it's empty, and I just reset that cartridge so I can keep feeding it. Yep. So gotta find ways to save money, right? And then there's my computer. This is where I always sit, you guys, when I'm recording my weekly updates. So that's where I sit. Down there is a bunch of like past art I did that I just have no place on the walls to put it. And then over here is my vinyl cutting machine. That's what I cut my t-shirt material with, regular vinyl. Down here is heat press vinyl for t-shirts, stuff like that. My regular printer, my personal bill stuff there. There's some artwork. Over here, I've got some more like vinyl, regular vinyl, paper, leather. I can cut leather with my cutter also. And then over here, I have my booth. I actually found this booth on the curb. It was actually a Dairy Queen that was remodeling. It was a hot mess. I made Ted go help me load it up, brought it home, repainted it, upholstered it, left the table the way it was because I'm so tough on tables, you guys, with the paint I do and epoxy resin. So I didn't really care if that gets rough, but I think it turned out all right. Over here I have just wrapping paper, every occasion wrapping paper. These boxes here aren't usually here. I actually have a woodworking studio down in the basement, but it's pretty cold down there, so I can't really do epoxy resin down there, so I have to do it up here when I do it. So this is my whole container of epoxy resin, my torch, my epoxy resin pigment, and then over here are just some signs and stuff I'm in the middle of creating. But yeah, I'll pour my epoxy. That's an epoxy resin inlay on that Hoard Wow sign. And then I still need to kind of sand it down, do another coat of the paint, and then do a layer of epoxy resin. And then add lights because it's going to become an LED sign. And then right here, this is full of paint markers, the best paint markers ever. Ivy, if you're watching this, you need to get that Posca paint markers for the cute little pots you make. You will not regret it. And then right here's the hardware for the keychains I make, the keychain lanyards that I'm going to be making for the team. So let's move on, you guys. This is a piece of art I made years ago when I was in college for art. This is actually my daughter and son. That's how old they were when I was in college. Yeah, I went to college after I had kids. So yeah, that is an etching I did of my babies. I made them into cute little fairies. Yeah, I don't know how much my son likes that now, but I thought it was cute. And then over here is my closet full of supplies. There's that bin right there is like t-shirts, all sorts of t-shirts on both sides for heat press and that. There's a painting I did. I still need to do a clear coat. There's a painting back there I got to finish. And then just some blank canvases. I got some like blank carpet remnants because I do personalized welcome mats. My kids sell them, kind of like gamer welcome mats. There's some toys I got hiding in here because you guys, I ran out of room on my toy shelf. I need to figure out what to do with my toy shelf. Oh my goodness, I'm probably going to have to build some shelves. They go way back. The problem with the kids owning a kind of a pop culture retro video game store is I find myself buying stuff and bringing stuff home all the freaking time. I've got to stop. But I figured I'll pack it away and leave it for the grandson, right? And then this is my favorite place, my island, you guys. This is where I do most of the work. Down here, I got tons of canvases I can use. This right here, this container is full of oil paints. I really don't use a whole lot of oil paints anymore just because it takes very long time to dry. The process is very long and it's kind of stinky. And then there is my modern day sewing machine. I pull it out once in a while when I need to do zigzag stitches and stuff like that. But there is my island. It's all full of like sewing supplies, all sorts of different goodies in the little cubbies. Here is a self-portrait I did. I actually, that's me on my motorcycle. I did that, gosh, long time ago, probably about 10 years ago, so I was much younger. And then over here is my sewing station. Well, first I got my paint. So this is paints and supplies, and under this part of the island I have even more acrylic paints and supplies. So now let's get back to the sewing station. So these are both Singers. This one is an industrial one. It is awesome. I can sew canvas and I even can sew some lighter leather. So I love that so much. And then over here is a regular Singer. It's super old, like from the 1900s, but it is the best sewing machine I have ever owned in my life. I love it. I will use it before I use any other sewing machine. The problem with it is it's only straight stitch. So if I gotta do zigzag, I really can't use it. But I love it. I bought it for like $20. It was tied up. I brought it home. I just kept oiling the gears and would just move it little by little. It took me about a week to get it freed up. And now it sews like a charm. Best sewing machine ever. And then over here is a little bit of art. This is my nephew Kevin's self-portrait. He is a great artist. He actually did this one on the computer, but he hand sketches it with a drawing tablet, so it's really cool. But that's his self-portrait he made for me. Just my cousin gave me the old Indian motorcycle. This I bought from an artist at a video game conference, and I just thought he was amazing. This piece of art right here is actually from my great niece. I think she was only 10 when she made this. I think it's brilliant. I love it so much. So, yeah, she made that for me. And then these are little letters. I have an adult autistic nephew, you guys, and he comes and stays with me often, and he writes me super sweet letters, and I love him. I've got them all over my house. I've got some up here, and then there's a few on my fridge. I got some shelves with sewing supplies up here. And of course, the clown Dinky sent me. Dinky the clown. He has a YouTube channel. I love the guy. So, yeah, that's cool. And then just my to-do list. I got most of that stuff done. Some family pictures. And we are back over here, you guys. So, that is it. That is my art studio. Someday I will show you my woodworking studio when I get it cleaned. So that's it, you guys. Thanks for taking the tour, and I've got work to do. I got, wow, a lot of keychains to make. All right, bye.